It's that time of year again. It's Christmas Eve, and our tradition here is to read stories. And today I have a wonderful Christmas story to read for you. It is entitled The Little Match Girl, and this would have been something that I've had since I was a child myself. It is one of my most favorite stories from Hans Christian Andersen. So today we are going to read The Little Match Girl. So the story goes, it was late on New Year's Eve and a very cold night. Snow had been falling all day and still the flakes were coming down. The roofs were all covered and the branches of the trees hung down heavy with snow. Outside in the empty streets, a poor little match girl was wandering sadly about. No one had bought a single box of matches during the whole long day, and she was very tired. She had lost her torn slippers, and her clothes were thin and ragged. At last, she found a dry spot where she curled up and tried to keep warm. Lights were shining from many windows, and she could smell delicious food. Oh, if only she just dared to light one match. At last she did. As she watched the bright flame, she imagined that she saw it in a stove with shining brass handles and a hot blazing fire. She tried to move closer, but the flame went out. She struck another match. This time, when it blazed up, she saw a table spread with wonderful foods. There was a decorated cake, plump and ripe juicy fruit, beautifully roasted stuffed turkey, all ready to be carved. She could almost taste the lovely food, but as soon as she reached out, the flame went out. She lit a third match. This time, she saw the biggest and loveliest Christmas tree she had ever seen. It was decorated with many shiny bright balls, chains of tinsel and gold beads. Candles flickered on the branches and made dancing shadows on the walls. The little girl moved towards the tree, but again, the match went out. She looked up to where the candles had been, and now there was a bright streak across the sky. Someone is dying, thought the little girl, for her grandmother had told her that when a star falls, a soul is going to heaven. She struck one more precious match against the wall. The flame grew very large. In the circle of light before her, she saw her grandmother. How gentle and happy she looked. "Grandmother," she called, "have you come to take me with you? Or will you disappear when the light goes out, like the warm stove, the delicious food, and the beautiful Christmas tree?" "Please don't disappear," cried the little match girl. She quickly lit another match, then another and another. She was so afraid that if the match went out, her grandmother would no longer stay with her, but would disappear at once like the stove, the good food, and the beautiful Christmas tree. The light from so many matches made the night seem as bright as day. Her grandmother looked so peaceful, so gentle, so kind. She came closer to the little girl just as the last match sputtered out. She reached toward her grandchild and touched her softly. Then the grandmother lifted the little match girl into her arms. They held tightly to each other, and then they began to soar up into the sky. They passed through the showers of twinkling snowflakes, and they passed sparkling stars. Up and up they went, far above the earth. And now there was no more cold, no more hunger, no more pain, no more sadness. So The Little Match Girl is a beautiful story. It is one that embraces the joy of Christmas, the importance of family. She was looking towards her grandmother for hope. It is a season that we know has a miraculous feel to it. And this Christmas, apart from all of the festivities that would be going on, we just want to remind you to be kind, to be compassionate, to remember those who may not have much, and to give freely and openly from your hearts. That little match girl ended up with peace and joy, being reunited with her grandmother. So enjoy your family, spend time with them as much as you can, give them all the love that you can, And from our home to yours, have a happy Christmas.